How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel Make Money Trucking. So I wanted to let you guys know how I got started as an owner operator. Now we're going to start directly from owner operator, not from a company driver or getting into the trucking industry. I'll make a separate video of how I got into the trucking industry, but this is a way that I became an owner operator, and I think it's actually probably a very good idea for some of you to try to get into become an owner operator the same way that I did. So a lot of guys out there will just go and buy a truck and try to find a company to hire onto. Now, the best way I suggest is to work for the company that also has owner operators, and that will, allow you to become an owner operator with them, so you already know the work and yada yada yada. So I did it a little bit differently, but I kind of did it that way. So I don't suggest doing the lease programs like predatory leases with these big carriers unless it's done in a certain terms. So what I ended up doing was, there was a couple companies out here that they're mid-sized companies, maybe a couple hundred trucks, and they offered you to buy one of their trucks and then in exchange come and work for them. It wasn't a lease in the form of, you're leasing the truck and then there's an option to buy the truck out at the end, and these companies usually keep you poor and broke to keep you there. This was an actual option to purchase a truck from them, whether it was one of their retiring fleet trucks or just trucks that they had bought en masse for this situation. This is very rare, and I understand that, so it's not that easy to get into this, but this is what I did. So and you got to get hired on and qualified for this company. They wanted a lot of experience, unfortunately, for like new guys in the industry. Like they wanted, multiple years of hazmat experience. They wanted multiple years of, tanker hauling experience. They didn't want you to come in as being a rookie to the specialized like tanker bulk hauling industry or sector. So it took me about a year to get hired on with these guys. And how it worked was, I was kind of buying myself a job, to be honest with you, because they once they approved me and I went through the application process, and they felt like I had good enough credentials to come and work for them, then they offered you to buy a truck from them. And this was not a lease. This is a direct, like, they were acting as the bank. This was a complete purchase buyout. This is like owner financing, essentially. So basically, the truck was $40,000. They said, hey, we're gonna do a 3-year loan, and you're gonna pay us X amount of money a month. I think it was like $1,200 a month. And that went for a little bit over 3 years. So you pretty much signed a purchase agreement, not a lease agreement. You obviously signed, but it gets a little confusing because I did lease onto them. So I signed a lease agreement to lease onto them, as in running under their DOT and authority, but I wasn't leasing the truck. I purchased the truck from them, and that's where it's a little bit different. I know it gets a little confusing, but that's how I did it. And this is a good idea because you have the support of that company, and usually if they're selling you the truck, they're going to be more likely to help you down the road if you had if you had a problem with the truck, because they sold you the truck and you're running for them and you dedicate this whole scenario to working for them. They more than likely will help you, get the truck fixed. So that's a good way to do it, because then you got the support from the company, and then they'll probably help you to fix the truck if there's any problems. So that's how I started. And then I worked for this company for 5 or 6 years. I paid the truck off. I went on to buy more trucks and put them on with different carriers. But this is a really good way. If you can find a company that's willing to sell you a truck and do like seller financing, and they'll finance the truck, and then you buy it from them and make payments to them. They act as the bank, and then you go and work for them. And then also like all the plating and the insurance also ran through them, because they just ran it through, you know, their company's insurance. So you don't have to worry about, you know, getting the plates, getting the insurance and all that stuff. So that's a very good way to do that. So long story short, that's how I did it. I found a company that was willing to hire you on as an owner operator, and they offer you to buy the truck. Remember, this was not a lease program. This wasn't a predatory lease. This was we'll sell you the truck and we'll just do in-house financing, and you own it. You're not leasing it. So when I left, there was no lease to buy out. There was like, if I would have left, they would have said, hey, you owe us $10,000. And then I would have paid them the $10,000. I would have taken possession of the truck, and then we're all good. Where that lease to own stuff kind of gets a little fuzzy with the fine print, to where you're not, you know, you may not be able to take the truck even if you wanted to pay for it, because you had to, you know, lease it for so long before you buy it out. So essentially, a lot of the predatory programs out there, they'll try to get you to, you know, pay for the truck every month as if you own the truck. And if you pay for, say you pay for 2 years, and you paid them, let's just say $40,000, that's really cheap though. But say you paid them like $2,000 a month over the course of 2 years, and then you leave and you want to take that truck because it's been your responsibility, because remember, this is a lease. It's almost like a rental. They can decide to just say, screw you, and you just lost all that money. So what I did was, it was actually a purchase. So that's where it was a little bit different. So, but yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. This is a good way to do it. So let me know in the comments if you have done something similar to this. But this would be a good way to get started as owner operator. And this is how I got started. So, you know, from there I moved on to other companies where, you know, I had my own plates, my own insurance, my own DOT, my own authority, and all that good stuff. But all right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.